Hello, this is part 2, the plans for the black man. I'm going to talk about celebrities in this video. Like I said, in the previous video, consistent poverty. Consistent, persistent poverty. And once you make a black man poor, you keep him in poverty. You keep generations in poverty. I mean, because what the Bible says, generations last until, well, at least the third generation. Grandchildren. According to the Willie Lynch letter. So white people can have the majority of the wealth and the land. Okay, now do you know if a black man got $44 billion in his pocket to buy Twitter? No. Okay. Now that $44 billion is actually enough to eliminate poverty around the world. Every country, you can take that $44 billion, you can eliminate poverty in every country. Skid Row, all you gotta do is build 2 hotels to put single room occupancy in. All you gotta do is build a person's sewer system, keep the blacks in Mississippi, decent. That $44 billion can eliminate poverty around the world. It really can. Now, if the celebrities, whether they are in music or whether they're in media, whether they are in sports, whatever, they tell them what to do with their money. When people tell you what to do with your money, you're still a slave. So this Willie Lynch letter is working. When people tell you what to do with your money, you're a slave. I mean, nobody tells me what to do with my money. Nobody tells me what to do with $15. I mean, even the black slaves that came here in Jamestown in 1619, at least they weren't slaves in their money. They had sense enough to save their money and buy their family freedom, which they were born with anyway. So these black people who got to get permission to do anything, they're still slaves. It's written in their contract they cannot do anything for the blacks in America. It's written in their contract. You don't see any rappers building a project. You don't see any rappers building any kind of housing development for blacks, even a middle class housing development. You don't see that. Look, the celebrities are not allowed to have businesses in the black community, because if you have a business in the black community, then you got to pay black people $15 an hour to run it, which is going to empower blacks. I'm not even sure they're even allowed to patronize businesses. They can't build homes. They cannot take a shack that black people live in and build them a decent home. Cannot do that. They have to have permission. Why do the rappers get killed? Because they have clothing stores in the black community. They get them killed right there. They had restaurants in the black community. They get them killed right there. And see, those white Jews or white people who are killing the rappers for violating that contract, they're trying to make it seem like it's a gang thing. Okay, that's just a gang beef. Excuse me. That's just a gang beef. And it isn't a gang beef. It's planned. Those rappers are violating that contract by having a clothing store in the black community, by having a restaurant in the black community. They're violating the contract. You can't do anything for the blacks in America. Magic Johnson sold his theaters, probably at gunpoint. If you don't sell it, bye. Okay, Michael Jordan had to get permission from those white people that write his check to build that clinic in Carolina. He had to get permission. May I build it, please? Okay, have you seen Oprah? No, Oprah can't even build a restaurant in the black community. She's not allowed. Oprah can talk to a bunch of poor people and walk. She has done it. It's right there on YouTube. She talked to those poor blacks in Chicago about their poverty. She walked right out of the interview. She's saying, I'm not going to do nothing for you, even though she was well able to do that. They needed a sewer system, and they needed better housing and zip code. She's well able to solve their problem. But you know what? God's going to hold her responsible for that, for walking away from poverty. Now, Shaquille O'Neal, okay, he talks about his poverty. He probably has 20 houses, 20 cars. They don't care if you have 20 houses, 20 cars, but you cannot give a black person a $15 an hour job. But Shaquille O'Neal is prevented. He's not allowed to even have a convenience store in the black community. He's not allowed, because the people that write his check do not allow him to do that, because that would violate his contract. You can't do anything for the blacks in America. That would violate his contract. They're not allowed to have any business in the black community because that would empower blacks. If you have a laundromat, if you have a convenience store in the black community, then that would empower blacks because you're paying the $10, $15 an hour. Okay, the clothing stores. Okay, that's what gets the rappers killed. What got the rappers killed? I'm not even sure they're even allowed to patronize black businesses. I'm not even sure they're allowed to do that. Well, if they go eat cookies at a black business, I'm not sure they're even allowed to do that. Why did they get killed? Because they have bought tax delinquent property and abandoned properties in the black community, and that's forbidden because that would give black people housing. That would empower blacks. They want to keep us beggars. They want to keep us poor. They want to keep us beggars and poor. They want us to have persistent poverty. They're going to keep having this division among us, blacks killing other blacks, because that's their method. Look, pit the Hutus against the Tutus. Hutus against the Tutus. They don't even look any different from each other. Why? Because you divide them and then you conquer them. They want the land that's underneath the Hutus. They want those minerals that's underneath there. Divide and conquer. Please note, divide and conquer. They still divide and conquer. They don't care about the black South Africans. What they want is that gold and the diamonds that's in South Africa. They don't care about the black South Africans. Okay, like I said, I'm not even sure they can patronize a black business. I don't see very many celebrities patronizing a black restaurant because they're not allowed. They're not allowed. They got to get permission to do anything. Magic, okay, they probably, like I said, they told Magic Johnson to sell these theaters or else. Michael Jordan had to get permission for the people who write his check to build a clinic. Okay. Now, Kenneth Copeland Ministries, I'm not picking on him. The Bible says touching on his notice, but this is public information. He said that he bought a plane from Tyler Perry. He said that. He bought a plane from Tyler Perry, the cross-dresser. And, like I said, Christians are always hobnobbing with people that go against the biblical principles. They're always hobnobbing. Christians get money, Christian pastors get money from pimps. The pimps gave me such and such thousands of dollars. I got money from the mafia. Christians are always mafia, okay, in the business of killing people. Okay, they always hobnobbing with people that go against biblical principles. But look, they say it doesn't matter where the money comes from, but it does matter where the money comes from because that's unrighteous mammon. That is what the Bible calls unrighteous mammon. It does matter where you get the money because the Bible says the tithes are holy and offerings are holy. Okay, so when Christians get money from cross-dressers, when they get money from mafia and pimps, that's unrighteous mammon. And that's why Christian church is poor. Not only because they're stupid about money, but they keep getting this unrighteous mammon. So they're going to go to poverty. The Bible says they are, and they are, with unrighteous mammon. So Kenneth Copeland, Kenneth Copeland Ministries, he buys a jet from Tyler Perry. That's what he said. It's right there on YouTube. But yet Tyler Perry, he can't even start a laundromat in the black community. They probably kill him if he does that. And Tyler Perry knows it. They're going to kill him if he starts even a laundromat in the black community. Now, but they don't care if he sells a $40 million plus jet to Kenneth Copeland. They don't care about that. But if he starts a $200,000 laundromat in the black community, that's forbidden. He's in trouble. Shaq can have 20 cars, 20 houses. They don't care. But he can't even have a convenience store in the black community. The rappers, okay, they don't care if the rappers have 20 cars, 100 houses. They don't care that. But don't start a laundromat. Don't start a convenience store in the black community. Don't even have a financial literacy class in the black community. Okay? So the idea is to keep us poor. There's many ways to keep us in poverty. See, if you keep a man in poverty, you keep generations in poverty. You keep generations of children in poverty if you keep a man in poverty. They don't care too much about black women. They're not perceived as a threat because it's considered them sex slaves anyway. Okay? So, see, division among us. That's why and look, when a black man kills another black man, that's planned. Okay, like I said, because the Klan cannot come in here, come to the ghetto and kill a black man. You got to get black men to kill other black men. Nobody will question it. It's all planned. Everything is planned. There's nothing random. For the ultimate destruction of the black man, poverty and division. Okay, that way, look, no white man's gonna write the black man. They're not gonna reach 62, so there's no Social Security. They're not gonna reach 62. They don't get the disability payments. The white man doesn't have to write them a check for disability payments. Let's let them die young, and that erases that. Welfare was made for the black man. If welfare was made for white people, you would have seen welfare during the Depression, but you didn't see welfare during the Depression. Welfare was designed for the black man. Look, give the black man welfare, keep him out of RCA. We don't want him working for RCA. We don't want him working for a Westinghouse. Just keep him out of corporate America. Look, keep him in jail. Look, credit rating ruined, job market prospects are ruined. Just keep him in jail, call it a day. There are plans for the black man, plan for destruction and misery, to keep us perpetual beggars. Okay, to keep us perpetual beggars. Asking the white man for a morsel of bread. Bye.